in more exciting news, this is like a lifelong dream for me, and when I tell you, I've been hovering over booking it every year. Go and speak to my creators and ask them for their...
I already have, Charlie, and I've not heard one negative thing about your agency.
Good, that fills me with
joy.
When
you said
you need those 3 layers of content for any page to have scalability and long-term opportunity. It's been a pretty mental year, I'm not gonna lie, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. She basically said that in her line of work, she has encountered, worked with, come across over 350 different agencies. 350, and mine is the only one that she has heard exclusively positive things about. Isn't that just the most amazing testimonials? Good morning, happy Monday. Look at me, walking around like a drug dealer. I can feel myself getting ill. I know it's coming. The throat is like sandpaper. I was going to say sawdust, but that's not the right word, is it? Sandpaper this morning. And I know I've overdone it a little bit the last few weeks. So, I haven't got time to be ill, especially this week. Any week, actually, that is just a lie. Any week. So I'm hoping I can keep it at bay with some vitamins and some supplements. Let's see how we go. I am back in the office today for what feels like the first day this month, and I think it literally is one of the first days this month. I think I did. Let's have a look actually. I did, yeah, like 2 days at the start of the month, and it's the 22nd of September. So I've got calls this morning, back to back. I've got 2 new talent discovery calls for people who've shown an interest to join the roster. I've got somebody who's interested in working with me for some guidance on their personal brand. I've got a personal brand power hour. I was then supposed to have management accounts with my accountant this afternoon, but she can't make the call. Oh, I've also got a new client discovery. So I've got a 9:30, a 10, a 10:30 and 11, an 11:30 till 12:30, a gap for some lunch, and then actually this afternoon is now clear, so I can actually crack on with a few bits on my actual to-do list. So that is what today is shaping up to look like. I will try and take you along with me. I'm really good at vlogging when I'm out and about. I'm not very good at vlogging when I'm in the office. But in more exciting news, I booked a holiday. When I tell you I've been hovering over the button to book this for honestly years. I've booked it twice and cancelled it once. It was cancelled once because of COVID. We're going to New York at Christmas. I'm so excited, honestly. It's been something that I have wanted to do for as long as I can remember, and I've always said the first time I go, it has to be at Christmas. It just has to be. There is no alternative time to go. I did it! I booked it last night. So that is something to get me through. I always have to have something booked. I have to have something booked. I have got a work trip in Spain coming up in the next couple of weeks, but that's work. And then I have also got a week penciled at the end of October to take as holiday, and I haven't decided what to do with that at the moment. I might cancel it and work. I might keep it and just spend a week at home because I've not done that since starting the business. Or I might book somewhere in Europe just for 6 nights, 7 nights, something like that. But we'll see. But I go to New York! Good morning.
Hi, are you okay?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
It's nice to speak to you anyway. I've followed you on Instagram for ages.
I feel the same with you. When I saw your name pop up, I was like, oh, I feel like I already know you. In terms of where you want to take the page to and the type of brands that you want to be working with, I've noticed that you've kind of branched out wider than just kind of home collaborations. Is that something that you want to continue with, and you want to kind of move more into a lifestyle page than just a home account?
Yeah. I think it had been like drummed in on Instagram that you need a niche, but I don't think I think now people are shifting towards lifestyle and just everyday stuff, and if people are following you, it's for you and your personality, not just what you're doing around the house.
I think when you're growing a page and you're building a community, it's much easier to build that if you niche down into it, to build your kind of most loyal core followers. But once you're established and people then know you behind the account, they don't just want home content, they want to see what's going on in your life and what's happening. So I think that's a good move. I think that's the right thing to do. And it also gives you a much broader opportunity for brands to work with and things like that as well. I don't know how we differ from the previous agency that you were with, but if I kind of talk you through how we work, the setup here, what we do, and then if you've got any questions, jump in at any point and ask. So we are a boutique agency, we are small. I have no intentions of having hundreds of people on our roster. I don't want the headache of it, I don't want the responsibility of it. And actually, I know we have one of the smallest talent to manager ratios in the industry, and it works really well for us. So we're very selective with who we take on board. We're careful with what we commit to, and we always stagger our onboarding phases. We've just had a new talent manager join, Darcy. She's come over from another agency, has heaps of experience, but we are going to stagger through onboarding new creators onto her roster to make sure that it's done in a sensible way, but also so that every new creator gets the time and the support during the onboarding period that they need. The centralised way that we work is through a system that basically gives all of our creators complete transparency on everything that's going on. It allows you to see what we're pitching you for, what's coming inbound into your inbox, and what the status of is as it's moving through. So at any time, whether it's 10 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning, you can go into your system and see exactly what's in the pipeline for you, where the discussions are at. You can check your contracts if you need to. You can see what's going to be paid to you, and you can see where everything's at, with a calendar view for what you need to be filming this week, what you need to be submitting for approval, what analytics and insights are due. And that's kind of the central system that we use between yourself and then your talent manager. You will speak to your talent manager pretty much every single day, and there is still an awful lot of one-to-one communication. And as things get busier and we scale our creators to have more and more campaigns every month, it becomes even more important for keeping them organised and making sure that they've got everything that they need. So you're not due to be going live with a campaign at 7 o'clock and thinking, shit, I don't know where my caption is, or I don't know what the code is that I should be using for this. You've got full sight of basically everything that's coming, and you can find everything in there. So that's kind of the central hub of organisation for us and what we do. You have a designated call every 2 weeks with your talent manager, which is for pitching ideas. So together, your talent manager will come to you and say, I think these are great ideas that I can pitch for. Have you got any projects coming up that would tie into this? You can then come to them and say, actually, I think I'm going to do my utility next month. Is there anything that we could be pitching for this? And it's basically your brainstorming session with each other. And they will then go away and pitch that for you. Okay. Looking at our current creators at the moment, 30% of the work that we're getting is inbound, 70% is generated through us pitching. So the industry has really shifted. Previously, this time last year, it was about 50-50. Then start of the year, it kind of went to 60-40. And now we're at 70-30 with us generating most of the work through the kind of repeat contacts that we've got, new brands. And I think when you think about it, it makes sense. Brands want people in their DMs or in their inboxes that they can easily say yes to. They're not wanting to spend the time trawling through accounts to try and find who they want to partner with and who they want to work with. So that's a big thing. For me, you've already kind of touched on it, the industry's really, really lonely. So organising as many events, obviously our annual retreat, which you've probably seen, and trying to get us together as frequently as possible to brainstorm with each other, bring in guest speakers, have that kind of peer-to-peer support. And I'm really, really proud of the community that exists around the creators that we've got. We're very careful not to bring on too many of the same style of creator, because what I don't want is a really competitive atmosphere where people are like, well, why didn't I get that piece of work? Or that would have been great for me. We're quite broad in who we work with. Whenever we onboard a creator, we'll mutually agree a date that is the best time to come on board, but that kicks off then with a strategy session. So we'll sit and we'll look at what you've done in the past, what you think's worked well. It's an opportunity for you to get to know me and your talent manager, but also for them to get to know you, the direction that you want to go in, the things that you'd be like, absolutely not, I don't want to work on that, or the things that you think, actually, I think there's an opportunity here, but I've never got anything in of this kind before, can you help me with it? So that's kind of the kick-off meeting. And then every creator has a minimum of 2 strategy sessions a year. For those that are potentially growing very quickly, or their account is in particularly high demand and they're having to balance the demand with the actual time that they've got available, sometimes we do 3 or 4 strategy sessions a year. There's no cap on them. It's whenever you feel that you need them and whenever you feel they'll be beneficial to you. And they do go through everything from kind of organic content, your strategy with that, if there's any particular areas that you want help with, I don't know, bringing up your story views or your link clicks or anything like that. We go through all of that, and then obviously collaboration strategy, the type of brands that you want to be working with, what can we be doing in your organic content to appeal to the brands that are working in that space, any areas of opportunity, but also wider things. So I've got creators at the moment who are going through book proposals. I've got ones that want to get into TV work. I've got others that want to get on stage and speak. So there's a real vast array beyond just collaborations on what we can support with. I've got creators who are launching a podcast that we're working with at the moment. I've got somebody else who is about to launch a product, and we're going through product development with them and supporting them with sourcing samples and all of that sort of stuff. And I suppose that's the beauty of having both agencies. We've got talent, which is what you see and are probably most familiar with, and then we've got the marketing agency, which actually came first, which is kind of my background before talent even became a thing, where we've got clients on retainer, we produce their content for them, we do all their paid ads, we do all their product development, product launches, all of that sort of stuff. I'll send you also over kind of a draft contract for you to have a read and have a look through. I'm not going to chase you for a decision or anything like that. Like, read it over in your own time. If you want to jump on a second call with Darcy so that you can meet her, she'd be your main point of contact if you did want to join us. We'd love to have you if you know we feel like we're the good fit for you. But yeah, I'll get all of that sent over today. Any questions that you've got, like, there really is no rush to come back to us. Ask as many questions as you want. Go and speak to my creators and ask them for their...
I already have, Charlie, and I've not heard one negative thing about your agency.
Good. That fills me with joy.
So when you said you were like taking on influencers...
Good. I always say, you know, go out and speak to them. They're the best people to ask.
People will tell you how it is. Yeah, honestly, I swear to God, not one bad thing. So you should be really
fills me with joy. I am proud of that. That's amazing.
You're amazing. Thanks so much, Charlie.
No worries. Thanks, Georgina. Lovely to speak to you.
Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? You okay?
Thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I was looking at your notes for booking in this call, kind of looking more around the kind of brand collaborations, speaking, that sort of thing. Give me an idea of where you feel you are currently with the pages. What's going well? What's not going as well? What do you hope to see change?
So I feel like I've got the platform to monetize it, but I just don't know how to. And in terms of my own client conversion, that's good. Like, obviously I've created my own business around it. I live off my social media basically. But it's more like a marketing for my business rather than monetizing my social media, if that makes sense. So I just want to utilize the followers I've got basically. I feel like it's a waste not to. But I'm not sure how to kind of weave it in. I was naive and I thought, oh yeah, when I hit 50k on TikTok, like, the offers are just going to come in, and they just didn't. So,
and at one point that would have been the case. So, you know, that's not unrealistic to have thought that, but the brand collaboration space is evolving very, very quickly. So what I can use this session for is to kind of talk you through what brands are looking for, how the collaboration space is working at the moment, the gaps that I'm seeing at the moment with where I think you're missing out on potential opportunities. And then we can look at a little bit of brainstorming with where to take the content and how to bring it in. You were right in what you're saying, that at the moment the page feels like a marketing page for your own business. And that's something that we're going to have to sway over through content. And this isn't going to be a quick turnaround. You're going to have to engage your audience on this journey of bringing them through and showing more of your day-to-day life and bringing product into the content that you're showcasing. A brand won't look back further than your 9 most recent posts at their first glance. So in those 9 posts, they're going to be seeing what product placement there is, who you're working with in terms of collaborations. It may be that you have to start doing a couple of like gifted or UGC style collaborations first to get some case studies and some examples into your feed. And then they're going to be looking at your audience engagement as part of that. The majority of brand deals that we are getting come through at the moment are Instagram first. So actually prioritising your kind of Instagram page and bringing your following up on that is going to be important. And unfortunately, we're still feeling the effects and the damage that the TikTok ban did last year in terms of how brands are spending on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a risk. It is a risky platform. They're not seeing it as... When the platform first launched, we saw brands put an awful lot of budget into TikTok because they could see where it was going and they wanted to test it, and they also wanted to establish their presence on TikTok. What we're finding now is that brands have kind of actively taken a little bit of a step back, and what they'll do is they will book an influencer Instagram first, so the content will be designed in a way that is suitable for Instagram, and then sometimes they will pay a small additional fee on top of it to also have it put across onto TikTok. What brands look at is the crossover in audience. So I'll give you an example. We did a big campaign with Santander last year. If you look at Santander's Instagram feed, it's fairly corporate. It's, your mainstream bankers that, would potentially have a bank account with them. But the collaboration that they did with us was on children's bank accounts. You won't see them talk about that very often on their own Instagram page, but they were looking to collaborate with influencers who'd got an active and engaged audience of parents who may open a bank account through Santander. So we did a whole summer series around pocket money and all of that sort of stuff. They've gone down that route because they know that their primary audience isn't children or parents. It's day-to-day, probably dual income households with no children, that sort of thing. They've gone down the route of finding an Instagram page that their audience can cross over. And that's what brands would be looking at with you. So where is the crossover? What's the thing that they're coming to you for? And really understanding when pitching to a brand and reaching out to them. And it is 70% of the work at the moment is generated through pitching yourself or an agency pitching for you. It's what can you offer the brand? It's a wild west at the moment with what brands are paying. The higher fees are going to be commanded by proving that you can sell other people's products, not just your own. There's an element of your personal story that is always going to be great for engaging an audience, and there's always going to be this area of product placement, but it doesn't want to feel like it's an ad. It needs to still feel quite organic and like a genuine recommendation. There's so many different ways that you can bring this product in, but it's about working in a way that is going to not feel alien to the content that you're already posting, but also is going to be relevant, valuable and interesting to your audience that you've already got, because you also don't want to alienate them. You need those 3 layers of content for any page to have scalability and long-term opportunities. Not every single post for you is designed to sell, and not every single post is designed to get views on. So you've got different areas. So your growth content is about growing your page and bringing new followers in. I think that's your transformation videos. They're going to be your highest reaching, your discovery content, and people are going to follow. Your second content pillar then I see as your shareable content. It's probably not going to sell for you, but it's shareable. It's another form of reach. It's engaging because it still offers some form of inspiration and value to your audience. And then your educational content, which is your real nitty gritty content that gets people knowing you a little bit better. That's your conversion content for your own business. What we then need is a 4th pillar that sits in here that's like brand attractive content. Amazing. I will fire you over the notes from this call because the note taker will write it all up for me and I'll forward it over to you afterwards.
I didn't do that.
It's amazing. Honestly, it's an AI plugin and it's brilliant. It listens. If I've said I will do something on this call, it will send me an email afterwards with a checklist of things that I need to do that I've agreed that I will do on a call, and it saves me having to sit here scribbling throughout the whole call because I need notes.
Like that.
Yeah, so I will send that over so that you've got a copy of it, and it will summarise everything that we've gone through. But if you get stuck or there's something specific that's a bit of a stumbling block for you, just drop me a message. I'm not disappearing anywhere.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I've loved it.
Amazing. You're most welcome.
Yeah.
Catch you later. Have a good day.
Please have a nice day.
Bye. 2 calls down, another 2 to go. This is fueling me this morning. Hello.
Hi.
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
It's been a pretty mental year, I'm not going to lie, and it's showing no signs of slowing down, which is amazing. Sometimes a little overwhelming, but I have no complaints.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, are you traveling because of all your projects, or are you traveling and working at the same time because you wanted to see the world?
A little bit of both. I said this year that I wanted travel to be part of work and what the year looked like. The trip we did in May, the start of the month was work. So I went on a retreat with the team. which was like a bit of a strategy retreat. We were very aware of how quickly we're growing at the moment and just want to make sure that we don't grow too quickly. So that was with a business coach. We did 5 days in Antigua for that, which was incredible. I then took my first actual proper switched off holiday since starting the business in the Maldives, turned 30 there. And then Dubai is where we got engaged.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, into the 30s. I think it's going to be a good decade from how it started. So I was not okay with turning 30 before, but now I've done it. I'm like, do you know what? This is going to be the best one yet. So
You really intrigued me. Like, I really love your content. I love your personal brand. I also love your authenticity, which I feel like I can really resonate with.
thank you.
I need help. I really need help.
Tell me about that. How can I help you?
Yeah.
What my perception is online may be something totally different to what you're trying to achieve. So if you kind of walk me through your goals, where you're hoping to get with it all, what I can then say to you is, I don't see that part on your socials, or I think there's a gap there. That's the way I usually sit and do things with clients. Authenticity comes through massively in what you're sharing. I don't think you're sharing enough at the moment, I'll be honest. I would like to see more of that and more of your story kind of weaved through from things and what you're doing.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I need to kind of build my personal brand.
Mm-hmm. We refer to it as like the red thread that goes through everything that somebody does with their personal brand. I think your background and your PT experience is your red thread that's going to go through absolutely everything that you do. It gives you your positioning tool for the activewear, your unique authority for opening this community space, because you're, you know, an expert in the field. You understand the facilities, the space, the needs that people have, and then it all comes together through the community, and everything feeds in really nicely through each other.
Would you recommend to still throw a lot of events? Like, I'm doing like one event per month.
Yeah, community is massive. You know, like we met at an event, you remember people that you meet in person. The kind of person-to-person brand work is powerful, and I don't think that should be ignored or neglected. It can feel like it's a slower burn, but it's what people remember. So 100% keep up with those events. Feed content is massively, massively important at the moment, but also stories is where the majority of people spend their time on social media. I think there's two main ways that we could work together. First being a strategy day, which is just a one-off day that we spend together and we map out what your goals are, what your content pillars should be, what your key messaging is, your positioning, how to bring this to life and what you should be doing. And then I also have a 12-month mentorship program, which basically is I am your right hand through it all. You would meet with me for a full day every quarter in person would be my preference. You know me, I'm happy to travel. That day would be spent together, in theory, in a similar way to the kind of one-off strategy session, but it would be looking at your quarter. So we would initially kick off with a plan. We would then, in the next quarter, reflect on what we've done in the previous 3 months and look at what's to come. That's kind of the main bulk of the kind of one-to-one work within that. But you also get a monthly call, so an hour every month to kind of check in between. I become your accountability partner and make sure that you're keeping up with what you need, any support, all of that sort of stuff. And then there is also WhatsApp support as well, with a 48-hour response time Monday to Friday, so that if you're putting a post out there and you think, oh, Charlie, can I just check this with you? Should this be what I'm doing? Or I've just had this idea, can we quickly brainstorm it? We'll talk about it on our next call, so that it's not just you speak to me once a month and then you've got to wait until it comes back around again. I'll send you it all through on an email so that you can read it. But that would be my recommendation, either one-off strategy work or the mentor program, where you have kind of 12 months accountability support. In that, we look at your models, your positioning, not just kind of content-wise. It would be looking at, you know, making sure that your affiliate scheme is set up correctly. It would be looking at how you price things in. If your goal is funding at some point further down the line where you're going to need investment or backing, how do we position your personal brand in a way that's attractive to potential agent investors or those sorts of things. So the strategy is great for kind of a kick-off in the initial, like, this is what we want to do, there's the strategy, go away with it, hopefully it works for you, I'm sure it will, make sure you stick to it, etc. Whereas the mentor program is like holding your hand through the 12 months of launching this. and looking at things in a much more deeper level to make sure that all of your systems, processes, models, positioning, content, everything is working in harmony with the bigger goal that you're working towards. Good morning. It is Wednesday. The seasons have changed and my immune system has said, fuck you, have a cold or get the flu or whatever this is. Can't breathe too deep, otherwise I cough and splutter everywhere. I think I can accept that I have probably done a little bit too much the last few weeks and I am now paying for it in snot and coughing and a fever. So I don't believe in sick days unless you really, really need them. Morning. Oh darling, no, don't bring your germs, please keep them. That's my massage cancelling for tonight. Hello. I have been bad vlogger the last 2 days. I've not felt very well. The change of seasons has served me with the flu, which is not ideal. And I've just felt rotten, I'm not gonna lie. I had a client, or a member of staff of my client, I should say, down with me yesterday. Nat's just joined JOLT on an apprenticeship and had asked if I would mentor her, which was a lovely thing to be asked. So she came down and spent the day with me and the team yesterday, where we went through a bit of mentoring stuff. And then today I have that didn't go to plan, did it? What I was saying was I was doing a personal brand strategy day today and I was going to film it. I even took the camera in and then we got into such a good conversation that I forgot to turn it on. So that didn't go to plan. I am feeling rotten today and this is probably the only bit of vlog you're going to see for the week. But this is what I think I'm going to wear to the awards night on Friday night. I think. It's just arrived. I wouldn't usually go for something so tight, but I'm embracing it, I think. And I think I like it. And when I did my colour analysis, brown was my colour, chocolate brown. So there we go. I'm hiding my face because I look like I've been dug up. Au revoir. Hello from the world's worst vlogger this week, let's be honest. I have been floored by a cold / the flu and I haven't been able to cave into it because I've had a really busy week of stuff with clients and all sorts, but just haven't felt like picking up the camera. I am currently in Manchester, halfway up to Blackpool for an awards ceremony that we are going to this evening with one of our clients. She is nominated for an EVA Award for the 2nd year running and has invited us to go and join her. And I am here with Kezia, who is our new personal brand exec. Way to throw in at the deep end. Her first official day at work is a night away with me. So let's hope she comes back for her first proper day in the office in a couple of weeks' time. I've delayed her start date just so I am around and in the office a little bit more for when she starts, because she's going to be working very closely with me. She is going to be editing these vlogs, looking after my LinkedIn, my own socials, because I just don't find the time to post as often as I would like to at the moment. So she's going to be coming on to look after that. As well as supporting with some of our personal brand clients as well. So I'm really excited to have her. So we've spent the afternoon just getting to know each other a bit better on the train on the way up here. We've just done a call with a freelancer who's working on some content for me at the moment, just in this interim period. So Kezia's had the opportunity to join that call and kind of see how they're structured, and she said that was really useful. And now we are just getting ready for the awards night. And I've probably got 25 minutes. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair yet. I've half done my makeup, so for once I'm not rushing around like a blue-ass fly, which is good. Yesterday I was joined by a client for a personal brand strategy day. The lovely lady that came and joined me runs an ops agency / ops qualification business, which actually I'm putting Caitlin on her course in a couple of months, and I love it when both sides of business collide and come together. She's working with us for support and personal brand, and I'm putting my team on her course, both paying customers to each other, but just love it when like that kind of ecosystem all comes together and everything aligns. So yeah, we spent the day together going through a bit of strategy work, kind of piecing it together. And you know what was really lovely? She said that she has come into contact, worked with or heard about over 350 agencies throughout her time in ops and working with her clients and things like that. And OAC is the only agency that she has heard exclusively positive things about. And that absolutely made my day, and I'm still grinning like a Cheshire cat off the back of it, because I just think, how amazing is that, you know, she had actively gone out and spoken to clients, past, present, spoken to some contacts in the industry who I'm aware of, and I know that they know who I am. We haven't necessarily met in person, but I am a big fan of the work that they do, and apparently they are also a big fan of the work that we do. Accountants who look after some of our clients, passing on amazing feedback about us, our influencers feeding back positive stuff, and I know how rogue our industry is and how a lot of people I come into contact with have had really, really poor experiences with agencies. So to hear that even though she'd gone out looking for a variety of feedback, everything came back positive. How good is that? So yeah, that's been my week. Really haven't shown you much this week, I'm afraid, but I will try and document as much as I can tonight, the journey back tomorrow and that sort of stuff, and see where next week takes us. And hopefully there will be a little bit more of a valuable, inspiring and interesting vlog to follow next week. And who knows, you might actually just get this mashed in with another week, because not a lot has gone on this week in terms of showing you, but hey, I'm still learning, so show you what we get up to later. Hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey baby. Good morning. It is Sunday. I'm still feeling ill. Really need a day to just cave into it today, but I haven't got time. I actually have a collaboration to film today, which is the first one I've done in a little while. It is UGC for the business bank that we use, which is called Tide, and I was going to go into the office to film it, but I don't want to leave the house, so I'm attempting to make a makeshift set behind me at home that will look enough like an office to film in so that I can do it here. So I'm going to move some furniture around and see what we can do. The lighting in this corner is pretty good in the lounge today, so fingers crossed we can get this done. I think that can work. Let me show you. So I'm thinking if I'm sat there, I can pass that off as a desk. It's actually a very nice console table. Furniture.co.uk if anyone cares. But I think cutting like that, that is a good enough angle for me. Let's see. This just looks like a desk. These are my little travel mics that I use. They're for an iPhone, so they're not the full kit Rode mics that you can use in cameras or in your phone. But these are the ones that I use like when I'm on the go, filming at content shoots and stuff like that. I probably don't need to be mic'd up because I'm so close to the phone, if I'm being honest, but we will do a check in a minute. I did all my makeup and then I've just had to go and blow my nose, so hopefully I can hide the fact that I am Rudolph at the moment without it looking too dry. And I'm still at that fever stage where I don't know whether I'm hot or cold, so we could end up a real sweaty mess doing this. Test this angle. I think I'm happy with that. I think the sound's okay. Let's just see. So these just plug into the bottom. When it's green at the bottom, it shows that the mic's working okay. In terms of concepts for this, we've actually already had them agreed. Maybe I'll talk you through kind of the processes of a collaboration in a moment. But I actually wrote all of these out and sent for a submission whilst I was out in Ibiza. That's one of the tasks that I did before all the guests arrived. So let's just have a little look and see. The only reason I have said yes to this at the moment is because we genuinely use Tide as the bank that we do all of the influencer payments for. A lot of collaborations and stuff at the moment I'm just not in a position to say yes to. So 3 concepts, 3 UGC videos, 1 on VAT processes, 1 on a big mistake I made in business, and then the 3rd one on how I actually manage my business finances. So each video needs to be under 45 seconds, which is great, nice and short, but actually trying to get the amount of information that they want into a 45-second video, well, it's actually 30 to 45-second video, is a bit of a challenge, but we will see how we go. How I've structured this is that there will be a hook that's spoke down the barrel of the camera, then a bit of B-roll, then another shot showing the app, like showing me using it. Then we've got another shot straight down the barrel to the camera with the phone in my hand and the app open. And finally, kind of a close-in CTA with a full screen. Get your free to Tide business account. So let's see how we go with this. The minefield that is VAT is a shock to the system for any business owner. So I filmed all the bits I filmed the gaps basically, not what I was actually just filming. Excellent. Make sure that's rolling now. Maybe my clicker isn't the best thing to use. Even nearly 3 years in, it still feels like an impossible maths exam for me. This has just gone everywhere. Oh, there we go. Simplify your accounting and open your free Tide business account today. I looked away just as I was saying. Still VAT, but Tide makes it that little bit easier. Not that one. I looked away just at the end, so I'm going to have to refilm this section. Oh, too far. A little less painful. Down. So I need to refilm that little bit. The minefield that is VAT is a shock to the system for any business owner. Even nearly 3 years in, it still feels like an impossible maths exam to me. The thing that is easing that pain for me is Tide. It gives me VAT estimations automatically. No more spreadsheets, no more guessing, just one tap of a button. I use a Tide tax account to ring fence my VAT money so I don't accidentally spend it. And with a Tide Instant Saver, I can store these funds up and earn interest on them until it goes to HMRC. It's still VAT, but Tide makes it that little bit less painful. Simplify your accounting and open your free Tide business account today. Today we are being joined by for an event exclusively for OAC creators.